What do successful people do that makes them so successful? While there can be a lot of various factors that contribute to why rich people are rich, all these factors boil down to a particular character or habit. Hi, welcome back to Grayson Finance. In today's video, let's talk about getting stuck in a particular cycle of poverty. Every time we see a rich person, we tend to have the impression of they are very smart or very talented. While that is true to some extent, research revealed that the main reason why successful people become successful is delaying gratification. If you're unfamiliar with the term delaying gratification, it is when people opt to receive a more substantial reward later than getting a smaller reward instantly. Basically, when you stop scrolling on social media sites or stop watching YouTube and start working on your test, business, or any other productive work, you are delaying gratification. Delaying gratification gives the best results such as academic success, physical and psychological health, as well as social competence. Back in the 1960s, there was a relevant study on delaying gratification that was conducted by Walter Mischel. In this study, 4-year-old kids were left alone in a room with a marshmallow in front of them. They were instructed that when they don't eat the marshmallow before the researcher comes back, they will receive another one. Some children chose to eat the marshmallow after the researcher left, and some decided to wait so they can get one more. The study found out that in order for some children to wait longer and not give in to the temptation of eating the marshmallow, they distracted themselves by singing songs, covering their eyes, hiding under the table, and focusing on thinking that the marshmallow is something not edible. Many years have passed since that research. In 1981, the researcher Mischel wanted to check out how life was with the participating kids from the experiment before. The life that they lived at that time may become quite interesting to know. Those children who were able to wait longer and get a second marshmallow grew up having very good advantages as teenagers compared to their peers. They were getting good SAT scores, good self-confidence, social competence, and more. The parents of these kids described their children as mature, capable of handling stress better than their peers, and very good at their reasoning skills. On the other hand, those who had trouble delaying gratification over a marshmallow grew up to have trouble making friends, as well as possess some difficulties in staying focused and more. Mischel's study revealed that being able to control yourself and delaying your gratification is actually trainable. It is not something you are born with, but rather something you can develop. While success isn't achieved instantly with this kind of practice, you will be able to achieve success in the long run, and more benefits await you. In order for this to be effective, the reward or the end goal should appear appealing to you. It must have some kind of value. If it doesn't seem to have any appeal or value, there's no real reason or purpose for delaying your gratification. Having no real purpose means the delayed gratification will not be able to reinforce a certain desired behavior in you. In delaying gratification, the bigger the goal, the better. Let's take, for example, if you're saving up to invest your money and temptation in the form of a newly released Apple iPhone is released in the market and presents itself to you. You should strictly stick to the big goal and never opt for instant gratification. Having that money invested will give you chances on being rich in the future, while that latest iPhone won't be able to give you chances like that. A study by Tyler Watts in 2018 was recreated based on the study of Mischel in the 1960s. Watts revealed in his study that there is another variable present, and that is the income of the parents. It was found out that when the parents are rich, the kids are more likely to exhibit delaying of gratification and eventually become successful. On the other hand, if the parents are poor, the kids are more likely to not be able to delay gratification. Mischel had a sample size of 90 respondents, while Watts had 900. The latter study took into consideration the household income, race, and ethnicity, so it is safe to assume that it was more inclusive. The study revealed that there is only very little evidence to support the idea that delaying gratification leads to success. Instead, it was found that the ability to delay gratification has more to do with the social and economic background of the child. Now, the more correct finding is that the success of a child is not determined by how much they can delay gratification, but by their background. The researchers reached the conclusion that poor kids are most often unable to delay gratification because they have no guarantee of the marshmallow ever coming after waiting. These kids found waiting as something that is accompanied by risks. They think that waiting for an additional marshmallow that is not really guaranteed is too risky for them to handle. That is why they opt to eat the marshmallow instead. On the other hand, children who came from wealthy households find delaying gratification easier than those who come from poor households. This is because they are raised with better guarantees in terms of resources and finance. This study reveals how poverty can make poor people settle on short-term goals rather than delaying gratification and achieving long-term ones. Since the poor kid was raised in an environment where there is no guarantee that there will be food in the fridge tomorrow like now, they would often choose to take what is in front of them now. A lot of teenagers who were raised in poor households settle on low-paying jobs and work long hours in order to support themselves or their families financially. However, these same teenagers can also be found buying unnecessary things such as new clothes, even when they can barely afford to pay for their bills. Other studies will reveal that poor parents are more likely to give in to children's requests for sweet treats than rich parents. This is because the poor parents want to indulge their kids as much as they can, while the rich parents are able to make their kids wait because they have the financial capability to give bigger rewards later. The poor kids will always choose to indulge what is right in front of them now because they have no guarantee that it will still be available if they wait any longer. It's a cycle of poverty that most people are unable to escape. It can be very difficult to change our mindsets from where we were first brought up. Not everyone has the privilege to grow up wealthy, but no worries. There is always a way to gear away from the mindset we have growing up and enable ourselves to wait for bigger rewards in order to achieve better things for both ourselves and our families. We at Grayson Finance will help you get there. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to press like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to keep you posted on new helpful videos like this one.